again, as I try and include people that don't normally get featured in the news videos, we move to the next news video, and the next news video is having to do with something that I don't think many people speak about, and that is Vince McMahon in the past has tried on many occasions to break up to break up the New Day, and basically he had every intention. He was dead set on breaking up the New Day, going as far to say that if the three of them were not together, then don't call them the New Day. He wanted Xavier to turn on Kofi after Xavier won the King of the Ring, because that's what a king would do. That he wanted to turn Xavier heel, but over the years, the New Day's almost been a faction, I believe, for almost 10 years, or a trio at least, for almost 10 years, coming together in 2014, and they have said on many an occasion that they do not want to break up. They refuse to break up. And they have refused to break up every step of the way, with the other time being basically Kofi Mania, where they wanted the team to go their separate ways after Kofi Mania. You do have to wonder if the team would have been given a little bit more if they had caved into Vince and gone their separate ways. Would Kofi have been given more and not jobbed out to Brock Lesnar on the debut of SmackDown on Fox like he was? I guess there's no way for us to know, but it's crazy to me that WWE would go that route. Would go that route, because in my opinion, it's basically, how do you put it? It's basically why would you break up something that's still successful? Fans still love the New Day. They find different reasons and different ways to love the New Day every step of the way, and every time these guys come out, from pancakes to cereal to I believe they did something with Scooby-Doo as well. It's just, I don't understand why they would want to go the route of breaking up the New Day just because Vince McMahon does not like tag teams. It's almost like sometimes Vince McMahon is a teenager who gets bored with the same old thing, and he wants to just freshen it up a little bit because he's bored with how things are now. But I'm glad that WWE has refrained from breaking up the New Day, because unless you have a better idea or a better way, because the same could be said for when Big E became champion. If the New Day was going to break up then, I guess that would have made sense, but if you were going to give Big E something more as champion, that's the only reason why you should have broken up the New Day. Otherwise, there's no reason to break them up. Even though they were sort of broken up during the draft, with 2 on SmackDown, 1 on Raw, still, there's no reason to break them up just because, oh, well, you could have this or have that. I think breaking up the New Day would be like when they broke up the Hardy Boys in 2001. Nobody wanted to see the Hardy Boys feud back then, and everybody hated that feud. And I think that's what would happen with the New Day. If the New Day broke up, everyone would hate that feud. But now we shift over to WrestleMania, and new matches have been announced for WrestleMania. Showcase matches, as WWE has found their way to get more talent on the card. I don't know if this is going to be pre-show match or night 1 to night 2. I could see one of these 4-way tag team matches being on the pre-show and the other being on the actual show, because there have been rumors of a women's tag team title match taking place on night 2, even though the tag team champions, Becky Lynch and Lita, are featured on night 1 against Damage Control in a 6-man tag team match. It would be Trish, Lita, and Becky Lynch going against Damage Control on one of the nights of WrestleMania, and then there have been rumors of the women's tag team title match taking place on night 2, that would mean that the winner of this Fatal 4-Way for the women's Fatal 4-Way would be against the tag team champions on night 2. Right now, the only team, as far as I can tell, the only team that is a part of the women's Fatal 4-Way is Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan. Well, babe, I like the... Let me get to this point before we get to the other point. Because this point is, I like the fact that WWE is going the route of having multi-person matches on WrestleMania because of the fact that it is something that if WWE does want to go the route of having more talent, a limited show with less matches, you can have more talent featured in the less matches, that WWE needs a multi-person match to be featured at some point on the show because it would allow more talent to be featured in the show. And right now, it seems like the men's 4-way tag team match will be the Viking Raiders, Braun Strowman and Ricochet, the Alpha Academy, and the Street Profits in the 4-way showcase, in the men's 4-way showcase. The interesting thing is that basically the Alpha Academy have not been teaming with Otis, going with the Maximum Male Models over the last couple of weeks, and not really teaming with Chad Gable. So it is interesting that WWE is going that route of having Otis and Chad Gable in the match. But I guess this match would give us an indication on if WWE is going to go the route of breaking up breaking up Alpha Academy, because there have been rumors of WWE breaking up the Alpha Academy. Which this could be, and it could. There have also been rumors of WWE. I apologize for not looking into this, but I could have just. Let's just say right now, because not everything is known for this, there are 2 4-way tag team matches planned for WrestleMania. We'll give you guys more on that when we get more on that. Simple as that. I apologize for trying to go further into it and not really know it, because not every member of the 4-way women's tag team match right now is announced, according to the 2 sites that I've been on looking for information. Not everything is announced for that. Another thing that has been announced is that the reason why Charlotte and Rhea is main eventing night 1 is likely main eventing night 1 is some political reason. Honestly, I don't really have many positive things to say about this. I think much to say about this, I should say. I think either Rhea versus Charlotte or the Usos versus Sami and Kevin were both viable main events for WrestleMania Night 1, as Night 2 is going to be Roman versus Cody. I think either the Women's Championship match or the Tag Team title match could be the main event of WrestleMania. I understand why they would want the Women's Championship match to be the main event of WrestleMania, and that's about it. I don't really have anything to say about this other than I understand why they chose one over the other, and I don't have a problem with it, to be honest with you. One other thing that has been reported is the fact that Triple H has said that he is going to correct the last mistake that Vince made before he stepped down, and that is unifying the World Championships. And he will do that after WrestleMania. The one question I have written down is, should a new world title be introduced? Should a new world title be introduced? And in my opinion, the answer to that question is no. I think there is more that WWE would be more than capable of figuring out a way to de-unify the tag team title, de-unify the world title, and all they would have to do is put it in a match where they can de-unify the world title, It's just the idea of if they want to go that route or if they want to go the route of not, of introducing a new world title. I think that they could easily just undo the mistake they made last year when they unified the world titles in the first place. But that's just my opinion. I think they could easily undo that mistake and go a different route, but that's just my opinion. I don't think they need to introduce a new world title. I don't think that it's needed. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's wanted. But that's just my opinion. Let me know your opinion down in the comment section below. As there is also an update on Jay White and his future, as WWE, much like with Brian Cage, WWE is still heavily interested in Jay White. But if Jay White does debut, it will not be until after WrestleMania. And I hope that if Jay White does debut, WWE does not go under the impression that Jay White will debut with everyone knowing who he is, and that they go the vignette route as opposed to just making him debut with the expectation that everybody knows who he is. Because just because he's a superstar in New Japan doesn't mean that everyone knows who he is. Introduce him to the fans that don't just watch wrestling. And yes, the hardcore fans would know him, but not everyone would. And according to Fightful Select, Warner Brothers asked for something big in order to cross-promote Shazam, Fury of the Gods movie on AEW. And Tony Khan had the idea of doing a level up of the championship to the international title from the All Atlantic title. And Tony Khan had made this new belt months ago, but basically debuted it to, a couple weeks ago to help promote the film. So basically, I don't understand, because I don't really understand anything about that movie, but basically the name change, according to Fightful Select, from the All Atlantic title to the international title had something to do with cross-promotion for Shazam, Fury of the Gods. But either way, that is it for the news today, and we got the breakdown of SmackDown to come. So we got another video yet to come. It's going to be a little bit smoother and a little bit better. With that being said, I will see you in the next video.